In first century culture, people believed that these people were suffering because of their sins. This prevented the sick from sharing in the religious life of their community. Jesus violated these standards by touching the blind man. Jesus spat on the ground and made a paste of saliva and dirt to put on the man's eyes. Former enemies, the Herodians and the Pharisees, are clustered together, though still in two distinct groups, to talk about getting rid of Jesus. How appropriate that James Tissot had these groups meet in a cemetery, since their plotting ended in Jesus' death. I like that guy, James Tissot. Here's the Pool of Solomon, is where Jesus ordered the blind man to wash himself after Jesus cured him of his blindness. Let's go to Israel sometime. Polyptych paintings were multi-panel work, usually done for church altars. Wonder who that. Here Lazarus is placed in the middle panel. The figures to the sides are the other people associated with this story. So Lazarus was risen from the dead, and Jesus wept for him. And Mary and Martha were his sisters. And there's Mary and Martha. I think Mary listens to Jesus, and Martha was too busy doing things. Optimum partum elegit. Beautiful painting. The house of Mary, Martha, and Lazarus were a place that Jesus often went when he needed time to relax and be with friends. The painter Allori captures the friendliness and affection that we are told Jesus had for these close friends. Christ's entrance into Jerusalem was an extravagant celebration. His popularity was enormous, and the celebration simply exploded as children ran ahead and adults stood along the street cheering. Artists have only their imaginations to guide them in portraying the resurrected Jesus. Jesus faces opposition. Let's do a couple more. The law was given to Israel by God through Moses. It had a central place of power and reverence in the people's life. And then the facing page, Jesus was best known as a rabbi teacher. Oh, there's the 10 Commandments. God is giving Moses the 10 Commandments, and the Israelites are being naughty down there. Here's Jesus teaching from the law. He was like, obey the law, but it wasn't his master. He didn't come to destroy the law. On several occasions, the Pharisees, who were the established teachers of the day, became so angry with what Jesus taught that they threatened to kill him. The traditional Jewish method of taking the law into your own hands would throw stones at the person until they died, called stoning. So they tried to stone Jesus, and I think he just disappeared. Went somewhere else. This artist correctly sets this miracle in an isolated place outside the city gates, for epileptics were ostracized from most social interaction. This man came to Jesus, pleaded for help, and was healed of his condition. Ooh, epilepsy is where your body loses control and you shake.